I'm old. I'm old and I'm missing Leslie from Instagram. You know why I'm old? Today, 3 Men and a Baby is 35 years old, which means I was 12 when that came out. I mean, who watches? Did anybody watch Star Wars? Look at that dude's eyebrows. I didn't like Star Wars. Ever. My brother did. Holy Moses. It is Friday night. I really was sitting here thinking, I wish I could watch Leslie Jordan. You know how he would lay on the couch and say, "How are y'all? What y'all doing?" That's how I feel. I just want to lay around and have somebody to talk to. You're not alone. I'm exhausted. And I don't even really have a real reason. My husband is even more exhausted than I am, which might be the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I worked this morning, and he was in charge of our 9-year-old with autism for, I don't know, 2 hours. Oh, Star Trek, not Star Wars. And let me get the dog some water. Because it's not fun to talk to people unless the dog is slurping up water. The meet and greet was fun this morning. It was a monsoon, but we had an okay crowd. We didn't have as many people as we had. We were supposed to do it in August, but we didn't because Amos had COVID, and I felt nervous about doing it, which was good because then I had COVID. Star Trek. We interrupt this program for the dog to drink water. Are you done? Okay. I like listening to you talk. It's like you're a friend. Oh, that's so nice. Home already? Why, yes. Yes, we came home a tiny bit early because... Go ahead and make yourself some tea so we can sit down here and chat it up. No, let me feed the dog now. Yes, we're going to eat. Hold on, I'm going to make... Aren't you watching the Wolfpack play? No, I'm not watching the Wolfpack play. Why aren't I? Because it's my husband and there's a bunch of teenage boys down there and they're loud. And I'm on Amos duty because my husband had him most of the day. He kept him all morning, and then I put him in a real sneaky. We were leaving from the beach because Amos, who's 9 and has autism, and I'd just like to say, nobody is going to tell you this because nobody wants to complain, but having a person with special needs over a holiday is like having needles poked in your eyes. And Amos knows I love him. I mean, I love him a lot. But holy Shinoki, it ain't easy. So anyway, Amos is just sort of done. They're tied in overtime. I should go down there and do a video right now. See if somebody threw something at me. Hold on. I've got to stand up here to get to my tea. Well, that's why they're yelling. I can't take all that yelling. I'm yelled out. And anyway, so we were all getting in the car, and Amos got in my car, and I said to my husband, "Why don't you drive my car?" He was like, "No." I was like, no, you drive my car because we have to stop by the surf shop. Yes, sirree, Bobby, we did. Yes, we did. So we got him about 2 hours after them. I might not have broken 1,000 on the SAT, but I ain't falling off no turnip truck yesterday. No siree, Bobby. Can't trick me. Is your shirt on backwards? It's a sweatshirt. I'm old. Old people wear sweatshirts inside out. Darn it. Your eye looks better. Yes, I poke my eye with lights. So anyway, they just scored a field goal. Oh God, I'm not going down there. Though if I go down there right now, I promise you they will all yell at me and tell me if I lose that it was my fault for walking in there. That's how much power they think I have. So we're getting, I know, right? How is Amos feeling? He's fine. But he and my husband were like about hurt each other. I mean, he was like, my daughter and son-in-law can have a night off. Bless you, Barbie. Barbie, please come and become a subscriber. And if you send me your Venmo, I'll Venmo you 3 months free. That is the nicest thing I've ever heard. If anyone keeps small children with autism, I will pay for your subscription for 3 months to my blog. Yes, I will. Did you buy a lot at your favorite store? Well, I did get a real good coat that I didn't need that I bought because that's what I do. I buy things I don't need. Yes, it's actually I'm trying to balance the phone on somebody's dirty underwear and pajama pants on my kitchen counter. A month till Christmas today. Are you trying to make me hate you? It's working. Anyway, so they rode in the car together. So then I got home and he was like, I'm trying to watch the game and Amos is yelling. Well, you know, hello. I mean, does anybody listen to me? This is hard. This is bad times around here sometimes. The Thanksgiving dinner was good. I think what's hard about it, Amos was great at the Thanksgiving dinner. Honest to goodness, he really was good. What is tricky though is worrying. Don't judge my sugar in my tea. Oh shit, shoot. I had some honey. Maybe I'll get a little honey. What's hard is the stressing about how he's gonna be. I wore myself out worrying about how he was going to be at the lunch for 2 weeks. You don't close your cabinet doors. Well, what if I need to get something out of them again? So I ended up with Blair and Russell. We went to eat with my parents. And that was exciting. My parents are going on a cruise on Friday that they don't want to go on. But they have to, or they lose it. And guess who it's with? It's like Celebrity. Is it Celebrity Cruise or is it Carnival? One of those cruise lines. Did you see a Durgon? Victor, I did find my other boot. Thank you. It was under a pillow. Did you see that one of those cruise lines, a person fell off? Was it Celebrity? Maybe, I think my parents are going on Carnival. Okay, what are you licking? And they don't want to go. I mean, the idea of not wanting to go on a cruise is insane to me. The idea that I could go on a cruise by myself is like the best thing I've ever heard. Now it's going to second overtime. That was sugar. Yes, it was a little bit of sugar. Don't judge me. I'm trying to get myself back after that gigantic piece of pecan pie I had last night. Carnival. It was Carnival. Unless my parents are going on. Well, that's what they're going on. A guy from Carnival fell off the frickin' cruise boat. And then the next day, lo and behold, somebody found him. Just out there swimming along like a giant ship. I mean, I'll tell you what. In Carnival, because we're in such a litigious society, Carnival, instead of saying, we hate that somebody, jumped ship, but now they've been found. They're like, we design our boats so people cannot fall off. So basically they're saying to the person who like almost got eaten alive, it wasn't our fault.
Present. Hi.
Are you clean?
Yes.
Are you my baby?
Yes.
Are you a nice baby or a bad baby?
Nice baby.
Tell everybody what you're doing tomorrow.
You're gonna ride a helicopter.
That's right, the helicopter tomorrow.
We're gonna fly on it.
We're gonna fly on it. It's gonna be.
Fly.
That's gonna be so fun. You know you have good friends when the last 2 days all he has wanted to do is go to the airport. I mean, go to the airport, go to the airport, go to the airport, go to the airport, fly Delta, fly American, go to the airport. Well, I texted a friend today and said, is there any way you could take us on your...
We'll go to the airport.
The helicopter, not the airport, just the helicopter.
What's an helicopter?
An ordinary helicopter. Ooh, that's real hot.
Not landing.
Yes, helicopter.
That's the new house.
And then the new house, that's right.
And watch Peppa Pig.
And watch Peppa Pig. Have you watched The Reason I Jump on Netflix? No, I don't want to give any ideas. What? Do I have a long piece of hair right now?
Present.
What's the present?
It is.
That's the present?
Wow.
Wow. Who's that for?
Let go.
Oh, that's a Lego present? I thought it was Sunday. Oh, no. Now it's tomorrow. Sparky's on it, too.
Now it's tomorrow.
Now it's tomorrow.
Now it's tomorrow.
I know, right? How did he fall off the cruise ship? I don't know. I don't bring up.
Present.
I do not bring up CRUISE. It's tomorrow.
Party present.
It's a little sweet.
Only present. Just say it.
Oh, that's sugar I just put in.
Party present.
Party present. Party.
Heart cookies.
Heart cookies?
Just say it.
No. Well, I did read that somewhere. So at the Walmart guy in Chesapeake, now listen to this, I'm being serious. The Walmart in Chesapeake, the guy bought the gun legally that killed the 6 people at Walmart. But do you know when he bought it? Oh, about 3 hours before he murdered people. Yes. And you know why some states, and I think Florida is one of them, has you have to wait 3 days to buy a weapon? Because when a state does that, it lessens like the amount of homicides by like 30% or something insane. Because if people have to wait a few days, they might not make such a bad decision, right? Right. It's the same reason that they say if you feel like you're going to shake your baby, put them in the crib. Because if you wait 15 minutes, you probably wouldn't do something terrible. I hated to hear that. Yes, in other serious news, Shanquella is her name. Shanquella, like Chantilly and quail. Shanquella Robinson, an arrest warrant was issued from the Mexican authorities for one of her friends. Now, there were at least 2 women that attacked her, possibly 3. And it says there was a warrant issued for 1. Now, we do not know the name of one. I believe it is the one that is from Jamestown, North Carolina, which is a pretty small town outside. Your hair is short. Well, you're right, it is. I like it short. I'm old. And from the Mexican authorities. So I didn't know this. So you go over to a foreign country and you decide you're going to, kill someone. And then you fly your little butt back to North Carolina. Maybe people are confused. I mean, I had never thought about this. But maybe people think, well, I go kill somebody in another country, and then I come back here. Well, I don't live in that country. Well, there are some countries that the United States doesn't permit extradition for. But if I were going to go kill someone who was minding their own business and was supposed to be my friend in Mexico, I might have found out that Mexico was going to come get my ass. So Dodo Bird, who's sitting in Jamestown, North Carolina tonight, who I think it is, your butt's getting ready to go to prison in Mexico. Don't come crying to me. If Brittany Griner, WNBA star, is sitting in a labor camp in Russia for 9 years over some marijuana, your butt's never getting out of Mexico. You might as well just go ahead and say, later, people. I hate that for you, but damn. You asked for that one, Tootsie. And I do think we need to stop calling them our friends. I think what's so sad is that Shanquela thought they were her friends. And her mother, so I was looking at her mother has an Instagram page. And I was scrolling it earlier today. And the mom said, what she said was, it was confirmed that the friend stole $10,000 from her daughter. So they were staying in a place in Cabo that was $2,500 a night, which is right much. Now, there were like 10 people total staying there. So if you're splitting it, it's one thing. But maybe not. One down, 4 to go. Kathleen, I think more than that need to be charged. I think the guy holding the camera should be charged. It was a woman, I think her name was Elise, that shared the video. And I don't know if she shared the video because I don't know why she shared the video. I'm not even sure she shared it to be nice. Because I couldn't let anybody do that to my cat. Anyway, I'd like to be in prison in Mexico. You know who really got what was coming to them? They weren't an American, though. Remember that Jordan Vandersloot that killed Natalie Holloway? Natalie Holloway, right? Holloway. And he got away with it and was terrible, awful, terrible, terrible. And then he went and murdered another girl. Well, now his butt is sitting in some foreign prison. And I mean, he is getting his dish handed to him. It's bad. I hope that if you did that to somebody, I hope those people did not get turkey yesterday and that they are sitting around wondering when their butts are going back to Mexico. Yeah, so there was this doctor there. This was interesting. This doctor was there for 3 hours, but never made mention of her physical injuries in the report. So they tell the doctor she's drunk. And the doctor's like, okay, I'll give her an IV. Which, I'm glad we don't do medicine like that. Are you familiar with the Trollers? Yes, the Trollers are my actual group for my subscribers. So if you're a subscriber in my group, which you are, Cindy, then you join the Troller group, and that's where everybody can share stuff and comment. It's like a secret Facebook page. NC State won. Well, thank you, Lord, for letting State win. No people in my house will not be foul. I feel bad for the families of the friends. I'm not feeling bad for them yet. I'm not. You know why? Because not one of them has gotten on their Facebook page and said, hello, I'm so-and-so's mother. And my daughter sucks. I raised her better than this. I don't know why she beat up Quayla, but I am sorry. And I have taken her ass to the police station and dumped her on the curb. Now, if she did that, then I would really be keen on talking to him. There's some weird thing where people just feel like they, I'm not sure what happened. Well, Shanquela went to Cabo San Lucas and within 24 hours was dead. Her autopsy showed a broken spinal cord and like an atlas something, which is a broken neck. And it said she died within 15 minutes of the injury, but we know there was a doctor there for 3 hours. So that's not what happened. My mama would have beaten me black and blue. Right. Joran Vandersloot. Yeah, he will not tell Natalie Hallwell's family where she is. He also tried to get money from those people. I mean, if you are, I know people really don't like parent shaming. I like parent shaming because I hope someone shames me. Did they all fly over there together? What was the point of the trip? They went over there for somebody's birthday. Somebody's birthday. I mean, who does that? Who does that? It's just, it's insane. I absolutely do not get it. Thomas's milk for Santa. It's almost Christmas. Can we discuss why it is that it's not huge in the news, but our friends would have been white? It would have been. So I did talk about that in the beginning. I will say now it is in the news. And I think particularly because of social media and black influencers and TikTokers really pushing the story, I think it makes a lot of people uncomfortable to talk about race. La, la, la. Welcome to the world. People don't like to talk about things that they maybe feel like make them seem, it's nerve-wracking. You know, it's like talking about Thanksgiving with somebody with autism being hard as hell. Some people don't talk about it because they want it. The truth is hard. You know, the truth is hard. And it's okay to be truthful. And I think when it hit me was when Hanya Aguilar, 13-year-old girl, was kidnapped from her home in North Carolina, in Lumberton, North Carolina, as she was waiting for her ride to school. Her little sisters were sitting in the window and saw a man throw her in her aunt's car, which was started already to get warmed up for the day, just like a zillion other people do in the winter. They start their car in their driveway. A man comes up, throws her in the car, and it takes, I don't know, almost 3 hours for an Amber Alert. And when the police come, they think that she's run off with someone. Now, do you think if it had been my 13-year-old daughter, and my neighbor saw it happen, and my neighbor happens to be a judge, not somebody living in a mobile home park, and Judge Bean said, I just saw Blair kidnapped in their Jeep, do you think it would have taken 3 hours to get an Amber Alert? I don't. I would bet my mortgage, I would put this house that I live in, I would put it on the chopping block to tell you it would not have taken 3 hours for an Amber Alert. When Elizabeth Smart was kidnapped, she was on the cover of People magazine the next week. When Hanya Aguilar was kidnapped, she was on my blog with my tiny bit of whatever I had, 50,000 followers at the time. No one was talking about it. It wasn't on David Muir. It wasn't on the nightly news. She wasn't anywhere. She was poor and Hispanic. Poor and Hispanic. Could it have been that it wasn't initially discussed because the two countries' law enforcement? You know, I don't think so, Sue. I think I wish that were the case, but I do not think so. I really don't. Her story is now being shared because the news oftentimes mimics social media. So you'll notice if you do your little like Apple News thing, there's a whole section of what's being talked about on social media in the news, which annoys me. Social media is not news, I don't think. But John Benet Ramsey, yes, I I think that her family said something went wrong here. When her body got here, she had black eyes, she had been beat, and she was told by the State Department of Mexico, no, there's no problem. So it wasn't until the autopsy came back, the autopsy took a while. The family had to pay $6,000 to get their daughter back here, which is not unusual. But no, I don't think it was normal. I wish that weren't the case. I think what people struggle with when you talk about race in news coverage, I think it's because white people particularly feel uncomfortable because they're like, well, they feel like, well, it's not intentional. I don't think it's intentional. Just like I don't think people with special needs being left out of general education is intentional. I think they're overlooked. We were talking about Shanquella Robinson. Tonight, and CNN said they didn't cover it until social media kept talking about it. Yes, social media can be a thorn in your side. It's true. And though Lululemon will never admit it, when I was bitching about Lululemon, y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I promise this is true. Lululemon, I went in there. Lululemon is like my nemesis.
Guitar music.
What?
Guitar music.
Guitar musical?
Yes.
Okay, you sing.
Merry, 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 merry. That is my dream.
Yay! That was good guitar singing. Oh, that's totally off topic. But Lululemon, I was like, why do y'all have that dumb horseshoe above your store? Nobody knows that. And kept talking about it. Well, I promise you, they changed all their signs to put the word Lululemon above. Maybe I'm just giving myself too much credit. It's probably true. He is a beautiful blessing. Yes, he is. He is a beautiful blessing. But it has been a hard few days. Really hard. Did he get a haircut? Yes, my whole family got haircuts, except for the cat. He also says the F word a lot. No one says it. He picked it up on YouTube. He hasn't watched it in a year. But fuckerbot is his favorite word. It's true. It is. And I don't know what to do about it. I ignore it. I try to threaten him. I try to reward him. I've made sticker charts. I've bought Legos. I don't know what else to do. Fuckerbot. I would just like to say, I wish fuckerbot could be not a bad word. Can we make it a good word? Like, could it just be a word like pooterhead? Fuckerbot. There are guidelines for each state before an Amber Alert can be issued. Yes, Bobby, but let me tell you about the Amber Alert for Hania Aguilar. So I'm very familiar with Amber Alerts because I spoke to the Amber Alert agency when Hania was kidnapped. An Amber Alert, you have to know that the child is in danger and it has to be a kidnapping. So in this case, Hania, who was 13, was kidnapped from her driveway. At the same time, her aunt's car was stolen because the man who took her threw her in her aunt's car. She was screaming. They didn't know this man. Her sisters saw her and heard her screaming, and a neighbor also saw her kidnapped. So it met all the requirements for an Amber Alert. But what happened was they send a fax to get an Amber Alert, and the Amber Alert agency is waiting for the Amber Alert. And after an hour and a half, the Amber Alert agency calls and says, "Are you going to give us the Amber Alert?" Because they always know when it's coming. And they're like, "Well, we sent it." No, they didn't hit send on the fax. Yeah. So if you don't check to make sure a fax goes through for an Amber Alert, it doesn't happen. Fuckerbot needs a replacement word. You have to give him the words. Well, get your little fanny over here and give him a word. I don't have a word. Slice of fuckerbot cheese. Y'all all love the word. I just need the whole world to adopt that word and not have it be bad anymore. And then keep ignoring it. I'm trying to ignore it. It's not working well. It's a word and he's innocent. He doesn't watch YouTube anymore, Terry. We got rid of YouTube. He has not had an iPad since Easter. That's terrible. A fax? Are we 1990? I know, right? Right. So by the time that Amber Alert got put out, the fella, Michael McClellan, who killed Hanya, and I'm actually really going to be talking about, we're going to do some major talking about McClellan and Hanya and the Lumberton Police Department, because I have had it with them. And I love Sally Hernandez. I went to see her last year at Christmas time just to have a nice visit and have lunch together. And can you please explain how to sign up through a computer so you get all the subscriber money? Angie, I'll put up the subscriber link and then you can do it through your computer. You do it through your computer, Apple doesn't take 30%. That's why. My subscriber page. It's $5 a month. I know, it's $5. It's inflation. People got shit to buy. I know. But if you're going to go out and get yourself a Chick-fil-A sandwich, just think. You could have a whole month of fun, Adrian. And you could have her alter ego. Yes, her mother. That she never had because her mother is actually from Ohio. But she was a debutante. We don't know why in the devil they let her in. Because she's not from North Carolina. Her mother's from Wapakoneta, and her father is from Lake Erie. They went to Ohio State. But Lord knows they let that girl Adrian in. Her name is spelled Adrian. It's not even the way women spell the name. They let her in. North Carolina's going to piss in a pot. And she's chubby. Well, not so much anymore, but she diets, but she cheats. She does a shot. She doesn't even do Weight Watchers or anything else respectful, like exercise or go to aerobics or jazzercise. No, she just gives herself a shot every week, and she's dropping weight. Trader, all the rest of us. Angie, I knew you were, but you can sign up from your phone. Oh, God, Apple takes part. Yes. Why do you think you see all those good Apple commercials? It's because I'm paying them like a Lamborghini car payment every month. No, not that much. Maybe a Subaru. She's big boned. I'm actually not big boned. You're making my night. Then come be a subscriber. I have very narrow hips. It was a miracle I had 3 births. Not natural births, because I had large amounts of epiduralectomies. shooting at Lumberton. I mean, I'm telling you, Lumberton is bad times. But anyway, Hanya's murderer, there's not even a trial scheduled yet. Like, why is that? Why is there not? What are you drinking in that mug? I'm drinking tea to help me fall asleep with a large amount of sugar in it and fat-free creamer. In my opinion, you are worth $5 a month. Helen, soon, Helen. Helen, don't wait too long. Zumba, I love Zumba. I don't really understand what it is, but it's just like dancing. What's in the shot? I don't know what the devil's in the shot. Something. It's called Wegovy.
Oh no, he broke some pieces. Oh no, he broke some pieces. Isaiah.
Oh no, God broke the mold when he made you.
He broke some pieces of Lego.
He breaks some pieces of Lego.
Oh no.
Oh no. Does Amos use his gym?
No.
He has not lately, but we turned our garage into like a playroom with a jumpy house thing. He hasn't lately because I'm up here. Yes, my health insurance covers the shots. You can from your Galaxy. Yeah, Crystal. Ooh, you have one of those phones that folds in half. I think those are so neat. Where do you get the shots? In my fanny. I give them to myself once a week. So this room in here is Amos's TV room because I got tired of him watching my TV. But it had a big climbing structure in it, and then we put it in our garage. So now, and it houses toys. Mm-hmm. I have ideas like this, like plans, and then they never happen. Did I miss the Walmart talk? We did talk a little bit about Walmart. $60 a year is less than going out to eat. That's right. That's like going to the McDonald's with my whole family. Tell me a little about you in this page. I might subscribe. Okay, Kathy, let's see. Let me give myself a 2-minute. So my name is Adrian. I'm from North Carolina. I have 4 children and a husband. We live in a town of about 5,000 people called Edenton. It's northeastern North Carolina, so we're about an hour from Virginia. My husband's a criminal defense attorney after being a public defender for 10 years. I have 3 boys, 3 teenagers, 2 teenage sons, teenage daughter, and then a little boy with a genetic disorder and autism. He's 9. And I talk a lot about him and kind of what that process in life is like. I started this page when he was about 3, 2.5 or 3. Can you show us his room? Oh gosh, Janice. Now that is, so if you become a subscriber, I do lots of, it's way more with my family, like tours and talking and chit-chatting and just kind of normal life. And I started this blog really because I was scared to death that I had this little person that I loved and I didn't know what his future would look like. And I still do not. But I feel a little more able to handle it, I guess. And I've learned so much from having a community here and my subscriber page, which is generally like on a video, it's 200 people. And it's just, it's a small group and I let people pick topics. We had a big weekend in Edenton last year. We had about 180 people come. And then we're having a cruise in January. I have 80 people signed up. Please do not show his room, Marion. Well, Marion, it's just a playroom in our house. There's nothing like pornographic about it. It's just a climbing structure. It sounds so dark. Do not show his room. There ain't much that can't be shown in this place. Ashley the dog. Did I miss the art tour? No, I hadn't done another art tour. I think I said I was going to, and I didn't. I also need a lot of reminders.
Help me, Mommy.
Help you what?
Help me.
Help you what?
This TV,
The TV?
it's not working.
Ah!
Ah!
We have a lot of Legos in here. Okay, let's see here, Amos. Anyway, your eye looks better. So I have,
Now,
okay, well, I can't see when you're sitting in front of the television.
Now.
Okay, well, sit down. Okay, which one?
This one,
Which one?
right this way.
Okay, well, I can't see when you stand in front of the TV. Tell me, what's the name of it?
Right this way.
Okay, what's the name? So Amos knows every season, every episode name. He doesn't like to tell me, but he does.
Piggy in the middle.
Piggy in the middle. Here come teenagers. It's so nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Some water.
Okay, well, you just had water. What'd you do? You can come get your own water.
I need water.
Yes, I know, but you can come get your own water.
Help me get some.
All right. What's that big jar of sauce on the counter?
I'm not sure.
What are you doing? Just finding a honey bun? Is it cocktail sauce? Are there oysters down there?
There are, but I don't. Maybe.
There are maybe?
No, that's cocktail sauce. No,
Oh.
Yes. Actually, yeah, that's probably.
I learned
Are you
a
on
new
the
word.
live?
Yes. This is my son Thomas's friend Batch.
Hey, blog.
Hey, block. Hey, block. Russell is going to be doing a video
And that's
soon but we don't know what we're going to talk about. There's your water. So he sits in here and he does. I know the blog told me they won. Reads books and does minifigures. That's what he does. And watches TV all at the same time. Anyway. Okay, well now y'all. Hey blog. Is the garage playroom heated? No, but we haven't had heat in our house in like 2 weeks either, so there's nowhere really heated around here. All your art makes me want to decorate my house. Really? Well, that's nice. All these children make me want to go stay at the Motel 6. It's true. It's a true story. Okay, subscribers, I'm going to come over and just do a little talk with y'all, and we're going to talk about tomorrow's helicopter ride. It's almost time. It's just you and Amos. You don't talk about your husband much. I think there's this thing. So this is my blog. It's Tales of an Educated Debutante and not Tales of an Educated Debutante and her husband. Her husband is an attorney with his own law practice. He has not chosen this lifestyle of videography in his life. He does come on my subscriber videos. Are you a subscriber? Oh, you're not a subscriber. So he does come on my subscriber videos about every week, and he talks and is funny, and he was on yesterday. But he ain't gonna be on this big page and not know who in the devil's watching him, because he doesn't want to go in every courthouse and have every person he sees say, I saw you on the blog. My people are, private. Not like me, but private. And that's typically why you don't see my 15-year-old son. For a while, people were like, well, you don't like him. No, he said, I do not want to be on your blog. No. Yes, look, they're all like, Big Thomas comes on the subscriber page. He does come on the subscriber page. Now, Little Thomas and Blair, you probably see them the most over here. Yeah. My parents come on the subscriber page. My in-laws. I mean, it's good times over there. It's good times. Yes, they are talking about Shanquella on the news a lot. He's a Southern gentleman. He is Southern. I don't know why he married me, because he knew my Kim was from Ohio. He likes to say that I'm from Ohio. Last year, I was doing a video, and he had the COVID. I took his test, and he swore that test was someone, he said, she just pulled that out of a drawer. Do you think bringing Amos to Thanksgiving was worth it? Oh, no, that's a good question. Jennifer, you're a subscriber. I made my 20-year-old come for an hour. Not sure if it was worth it. It was worth it. I'll put up the link in a minute. Somebody post the link for Vicky and Angie. Angie's done it before. But I do think there's something to, oh my God, you know what I do? The dog comes in this door. I let the dog out this door. The dog cries to get in the door downstairs. She just goes from door to door. I do think it was worth it. I think there are a lot of things, though, that are tricky. And I think, like today, I wanted to stay at the beach. We had several friends from college there that I really wanted to spend time with. My idea of fun in life is to be with college friends and their kids and hang out. In all honesty, that is something I have looked forward to my whole life. And with Amos, we really cannot do that. If we want to hang out with friends at their house, unless it's like my friend Mary Scott's house, or my friends that have little children, the Atkinsons, the Boones, the Riches, there's a few houses we can go over, but we can't go to people's houses. We can't take him with us to other people's houses, because then we don't get to talk to anybody. And we want to talk to people. So at that point, I think I was just going to feel kind of sad being at the beach, not able to go do what I wanted to do. So it's better just to come home and have our own space and be happy, I don't understand subscriber pages. Now what are you eating? Fruit Loops. Do you pull it up like a Facebook post? So basically, when you look at my Facebook page, Janice, you will see I do a daily video just for subscribers. So I don't always do videos over here. And we pick topics, and we schedule times so you have an idea of when they're going to be. We're doing a book club, Finding Cooper's Forever Boy by Kate Swenson. Of course, we're 2 weeks late on that. But it's nice. We have a PA that comes on and gives health videos. It's good. It's really good. So it's the same place. You can just see it. You just see extra, basically, if you want extra. Real with no sugar coating. I try to be, because I think it's important. The cruise is going to Bahamas for Miami on the January the 23rd-ish. And it's 4 nights, Monday to Friday. And there are 80 people going. And I'm real excited. My mom is going. I have several real life friends going, subscribers that I've met going, a lot that came to Edenton last year. I mean, it's going to be really fun. It's a neat group and a neat place, I do think you need those times, need to get a sitter. So we have a caregiver that we love and adore, but you can't hire somebody to come and do that for you on Thanksgiving. People want to be with their families on Thanksgiving. So there are some times that having Amos means that we're not part of other things. And that it's hard, honestly. So we have to say, okay, what is the best thing? And the best thing maybe is, even if Thomas and I can't do something, we can split up and do something. Like today I said, You could stay at the beach and I'll take him home and you could go watch football with. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to see him in 2 weeks. Let's all go home. So we have those conversations and we talk about it. And we asked our kids, what do y'all want to do? Do you want to stay down here? Because we're not going to be able to do some of those things that we wanted to do because we've just realized we can't. And they're like, yeah, let's go home. So one's got a friend here watching football. One's gone to spend the night out. One's got another friend upstairs. So that way everybody gets happy, you know? Do you have to watch it live? No, you can watch replay. In fact, you can binge. I feel bad that your parents don't understand him so and offer to help out more. You know, what would happen if you went to a friend's, like a college friend at the beach? Would you be chasing Amos the whole time? Armstead, yes, I would be. And not even chasing, but he wouldn't have anything to do. So even if we took some books, it would be loud, which overstimulates him, like watching that football game. We moved a year ago to this house, which was bigger than our old house. And we have our two teenage sons are off at boarding school. So it wasn't like we needed a bigger space, right? But the layout of this house, like we have downstairs a big playroom with a larger than life television where the kids, we have teenagers congregate, my husband, they're all down there yelling and hooting and hollering, watching football. And Amos and I are sitting up here, which is fine with me. Or if we have a nanny, I have an office where I do videos at nighttime so she could be here helping. We have a guest room, which is great, so we can have somebody stay. He would just get overwhelmed and like could break things or throw a drink. Just, it wouldn't be any fun. And if he's not doing that, you're worrying that he's going to. Now, like my friend Mary Scott's house, she has a whole Lego area. So if we go over there, he can go up there and do Legos, you know? Will you do group things on your cruise? Yes, we are doing group things on our cruise. I have no idea what they're going to be, though, because I haven't planned them yet. Adrian, you don't try to keep up with the Joneses. You aren't scared to talk about tough topics. You keep it real. That's what we love. Oh, that's nice, Paisley. Yeah, I ain't keeping up with any Joneses. No Jones. Just Woods. You know, if I try to keep up with somebody, I'm always going to be behind. I'm never going to be thin enough, or I'm always going to look older. Nothing's ever going to be perfect. I've got this little person in here that is a square in a circle world, and he will always make me different. And I might as well just say, you know what? It's okay to be different. I'm waiting on the book club meeting with Kate. So my friend Kate Swetson, who has Finding Cooper's Voice, and she almost has 1 million followers. So go over there and like her page. They have the flu at her house, and they're going into the second week. So that's why we haven't done our book club meeting yet. We got to let her get better. So I sign up through Facebook on a computer. Yes. Yes, you do. A lot for grandparents. Yeah, it's a lot for grandparents. I mean, my husband struggles with Amos on his own, like this afternoon. I mean, he was like dying, and it had him, a few hours. Things get tricky with David, too, when we are doing things. Example, today we were going to go get our Christmas tree. David wanted no part, but now he loves it in our house. Like the Christmas tree, I think you're exactly right. Everything is a discussion. Like I said to Blair, why don't we go get Amos and we'll go pick out the Christmas tree? No, I don't think he should go, because she saw herself chasing him all over God's green earth while we looked at Christmas trees. And she was right. And I said, you know what? You're right. So we went by there. She and I picked out the tree. And then tomorrow we'll go pay for it, and it'll come in, and we'll make a big deal out of it. And we'll let him put on some ornaments, and do that kind of thing. What about sleeping arrangements? Do you think you can get risers and raise the bed to your bed height? Oh, God. So I've got a roll-away bed in my room for Amos, because Amos is in our bed, and I'm trying to get him out of it, which is about like trying to get a kitten out of a 4-year-old's hands. Yeah, it's not working well. Sounds like he gets sensory overload and then he does not have things to do. Yes. Oh, thank you for asking, Armstead. Yeah. Blair wore a dress and sneakers. Yes, Blair wore a dress yesterday for Thanksgiving, and she wore my tennis shoes. So that's very, very fancy because I have some Golden Goose tennis shoes, which are very overpriced. But I will tell you, I have worn them, I wear them almost every day and have now for over 2 years. So the deal is when you pay for something, it should only never cost more than $2 a time. So if you pay $400 for something, you have to wear it 200 times. That's the rule in my house. Yeah, I just made that up. Amos is very handsome. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did have a good Thanksgiving. Exhausting and wonderful at the same time. David's married. Yeah, and being a grandparent is hard. I think my dad will say, I don't really know what to do with him. It's tricky. And then my dad's like, he seems like he did that on purpose when he chucks a water bottle at somebody's head. I'm like, he did. So it's hard for him to understand, well, that seems intentionally like bad behavior, but the why he's doing the behavior, that's the struggle, The kid who has issues, but totally functional, we struggle. This makes me appreciate so many parents doing so many things. Oh, Leslie, I do think we need to talk about it and, hear about it and listen. There was a young man today when I was doing my meet and greet at the Posh Pelican at the beach. And I would guess he was early 20s, maybe a teenager. And he clearly had special needs. I mean, I could just tell kind of the way he was looking around, and I heard him say, and he pointed, the ocean's over there. And he pointed behind him. He was pointing in the direction of the beach, but we were in the store. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then his mother said, we're not talking about that. And I said, I love the ocean. She was like, I said, I so get it because I have a 9-year-old at home right now who wants to go fly Delta today. And I was like, he was out at the store with her. And, I thought, boy, if I could take Amos in a store and the worst thing he did was talk about the ocean to people, I would be thankful, I mean, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I couldn't bring Amos in the store. There's too much glass. We can't have anything. If you look around my house, you look very carefully, you will notice there's nothing he can break in here. We have plastic chairs. We do have those glass doors on that fireplace, which I'm not a real fan of because I worry he'll break them. We have a cover over our TV. Most lamps, if they they're brass, they can get fixed. I mean, it's pretty durable in here. Pretty darn durable. My friend's son is autistic, same age as Amos, and I often wonder what the fine line of a tantrum or verse. It's not so, it's Crystal, I would say it's really, so often it's not a tantrum. It is a meltdown, and a meltdown is more sensory, and that's not discipline. Amos, I think, is really like a typical 9-year-old. And if you think about a typical 9-year-old, you don't do a lot of disciplining for 9-year-olds. Like a 2-year-old that's having a big fuss, you might be like, no, ma'am, we're not going to do that. And they'll stop crying right away. That kind of thing just exacerbates his feelings. So I try to think of him as a 9-year-old. He is a 9-year-old boy. So those behaviors that I'm seeing, they're not tantrums. He's 9. He's done. And what's hard for me is constantly trying to read or not read. Like yesterday, we did great Thanksgiving. My husband kept him at home an extra hour. I went early. He went and drove him around a little bit, talked to him a lot about what we were going to do. We had new books. We sat at the table. Then we went outside. We ran around. We took some pictures. And I wanted him to go back inside to get his bag of books, which I should have brought outside. And when we went back inside, it confused him. I think he thought we were going to back to sit down, and he kind of went crazy. So that was on me, right? But it's so hard to constantly plan and know, and it's just a huge brain sucker, always thinking about all these things that you need to be ready to do. And when you're not at home, it's 30 times harder. So like for us, we go see my parents. And we go to Florida so we can get outside and do things we need. But the first day we're somewhere is always really tricky. It's tough. Being in a new place is tough, especially if it's raining outside. And, everybody wants to lay around. He doesn't want to lay around. Now, he's happy as a clam to lay around at home in his space with his stuff, takes his shower, he's got his, but you can't do that in a hotel.
But I always tell the truth what to buy.
What are you reading?
Uh,
Are you reading Batman?
yeah.
We love these books. They're called I Am. We have I Am Batman. I Am Helen Keller, who yesterday he said, Helen Keller, she was blind and deaf. Deaf. 9 to 60. Yes, Kathy, that's exactly right. So anyway, well, I've talked long enough. Tantrum has a goal, like a cookie. Meltdown is a reaction to environment. Oh, thank you, Nora. That's a perfect way to say it. Tantrum has a goal. Thank you for that. Anticipatory thinking. Yes, God, it's so tiring. But anyway, I got a lot to be thankful for, and we had a nice Thanksgiving. Do you think it gets better as Amos gets older? I think some things are easier. He talks more, and but he's also bigger and faster, and that can be harder too, And when you're little and you're having a meltdown, you don't look so odd. But when you're getting tall, the joy tree. Okay, I'll let you see the joy tree. Then I'm going to do a subscriber video. Blair and I have not finished it yet. We're still trying to figure out a way to not have Daddy kill us if we plug in some lights up here and throw them on the top of the tree. Okay, look. Look. It's the joy tree. Where do you get the books? I ordered them from eBay. They're slightly used. So the joy tree, what I want to do is plug a wire in here, and then I want to get those things that you just throw like over bushes, and I want to throw it on the top of the tree. But I'm married to somebody who he doesn't like things to look junky. Ha! You married the wrong person. Carry on.